good morning. Well. Hey, neighbor. He's my neighbor. Despite the recent political unrest, I really don't have too much to say. I went on a float trip this weekend and it was pretty good. I got to hang out with my cousins and some friends and float the Illinois River. Now, I've floated that river many a times before. Quite a few times when I was younger and sometimes when I was a little bit older, and I've enjoyed it about every time. But something kind of clicked recently on this past trip, where one, and probably most importantly, this definitely is busiest as I've ever seen the river. Like, the rafts were left to right, top to bottom. I could see 20 in one direction and 20 in the other at any point in time, and that's just a lot of rafts. That's a lot of people. And let's just say there was a whole lot of drinking going on. I'm not opposed to somebody drinking, but there comes a point where you're definitely not there. Like, you are just not there. And when the whole river, except for your party of like 12 or 13, when the whole river is completely gone, except for your little group, it feels very odd. It feels kind of like black sheep, outcast. You definitely feel a little bit different. But I guess just interacting with lots and lots of drunk people, I don't know, it can just kind of wears you out a little bit. And I love people. Like, people are great, but when they can't stay above the water physically because they're drunk, it's kind of a hard thing for me to do. It's like interact with them, and honestly, it kind of breaks my heart, just because I feel like a lot of those decisions are bad decisions. There was a lot of other decisions that I can't quite speak of about their actions that really made me kind of sad that they weren't making better decisions. Now, we're all able to make our own decisions, and I understand that, and I understand there are a lot of people out there that love that party life and hanging out, and if that's you, this is not judgment from me. This is just kind of my observations and my feeling as kind of an outsider, I guess, because we didn't bring any alcohol with us. So we had good old-fashioned H2O, good old-fashioned water and snacks, two things that go together. But more often than anything, it just opened my eyes to, I guess, a world that needs direction and a little bit of guidance sometimes. But we can do what we can do to love everybody. So when they need a helping hand, quite literally, throw your oar out there, or reach it, don't throw it. If you throw it, you're gonna hit them, they will drown. Pull them out of the water. I'm trying to figure out how I want to say it, what I'm trying to say, really. I just know that the big party club, lake party, I'm not really a party guy. Bars and parties make me anxious. I don't really like those environments. Also, I can tell you from experience, it's hard to talk to a drunk person. They don't remember much, and they're not making educated guesses or decisions. But here's the real deal here. Christ came so that you can have a new life. The old has passed away, and the new is there. So, my question to you is, are you living in that new life? Do you want to live in that new life? Because I'm not going to make you. I can't make you. But I would ask you this question. If what I described out on the river of drinking and partying and smoking and having a good old time, if that describes you, I would ask yourself why exactly you do all of those things. Because in my opinion, this is my opinion, I don't think those are the greatest. I don't think those are the greatest choices you could be making. And I say that because I've been in some pretty low spots in my life where I did not have the answers and I did not have any direction. I really didn't have anything but my immediate family and myself, which is really even more than some people have sometimes. But I got to that low spot, and I still knew that there was a bigger purpose. I still knew that there was a creator. I looked around and I saw it every day. I still see it. All this earth that we live on, the moon, space, the concepts of time, gravity, energy, beauty, love, all these concepts, all these things, physical, not physical, emotional, any of those things, they can't come from nothing. The whole antimatter, matter split situation, I have a real hard time latching on to, because, well, even even if there was an antimatter matter situation, the point in time in which they split or deviate, the fact that there's two different things, and there's two different things because we're calling them two different things, just makes me believe there's got to be a creator. There is a point in time in which things existed. But if you're partying, if you're having a grand old time, and all that is an attempt to escape your current situation, and this goes for those of you who aren't drinking, who aren't partying, but are doing something else as an escape. Maybe that's even reading a book. That's not how you say it. Binge watching TV shows, movies, books, like those things can be good. But if it's an escape from your current reality, if you're trying to avoid all those hard questions that keep getting brought up in your head, I might suggest that you actually think about some of those topics. And that's a difficult thing to do sometimes. Now, please don't take this as judgment. I promise that I love you. I really do. My biggest reason for putting this out there is I just want you to know that you do have a purpose, and it's much more than smoking and drinking and partying. It is much, much better, much bigger, much more important. You have a purpose. You have a general purpose as a human, and you have a specific person as a unique person. And you can find both of those answers in the Bible. Now, a lot of you are not going to like hearing that and are probably going to, let me hear it in the comments, but let me at least be one other voice of encouragement that, like I said, you have a purpose, you have a plan, there is a path of eternal life. I believe that everyone has an eternal life, but those eternal lives are not in the same place. Your soul is definitely going to live for eternity, and I want to see you there. I want to see you there because I love you. So, just think about that. All right, well, I'm sorry if this sounded like rambling, and I apologize if this upset you. That is not my intent at all, but I just wanted to speak a little bit into the human condition, some of the nuances that I see, and I wanted to provide you the same life that encouraged me, the same life that saved me, and that gave me a purpose and a plan in my life. So just keep that in the forefront of your mind. Think about it a little bit today. And I want to let you guys know that I love you and I care for you, even if I've never met you in real life. Your existence means a lot to me, and man, I just want the best for you. I feel like I'm your dad. All right, well, you guys have a fantastic day. All right.